Well, it's a nice crisp fall morning here in Nebraska, about 31 degrees, and harvest is wrapping up in a lot of places. We saw the wind take its toll this weekend. The wind Sunday definitely trying to finish off some of our corn. So for those of you out there, it's going to be a slow process, but hopefully the ears, what I've seen, the ears are still up, a lot of the tops down, maybe a few plants starting to give way. What I wanted to talk about though is it's dry fertilizer season. Early in the mornings, typically what you'll find at our locations is get out, start the dry machines warming up, and start attacking some of these fields and replacing some of the nutrients that have been removed with your crops. So we've talked about the importance of getting a grid sample. One of the things we like to do is look at your grid sample maps along with your yield maps. If you have a good yield map, we'll take those into account, and then we make prescriptions for you to place fertilizer where you need it. Where you remove more, we'll put more on. Where you have higher yield potentials, we can put more on. We do that with these 3-bin machines typically. We have quite a few of them throughout our fleet, about 18 3-bin machines that we can run. What you see here is we have a 3-bin configuration with a co-op bin. Typically these small bins up front hold your micronutrients such as zinc, sulfur, maybe some K-mag that we can put on your fields to address some of the micronutrients. And then when you get back to the big bin, it's split in half. We can do 2 products there, whether it be a phosphate, typically that's a big removal item, potassium. We can run some Pell lime if we got some minor lime issues to attack and things like that. The way the product is distributed in these, a lot of times people ask, how does it variable rate? Is each one of these products is augered into a hopper, and then there are rollers that distribute that, and then they blow out through the tubes that go out through the deflectors and allow that fertilizer to be applied accurately. As those rollers speed up, slow down, they distribute different rates across all 3 products. Each product has a roller. We'll jump up in the cab and take a quick look up there. Well, inside the cab, obviously like all the newer tractors and combines, we have a monitor. This monitor is kind of the brain center that loads our prescription files, allows us to assign which products in which bin, load the prescription maps, make sure we're in the right field, getting the right rate on your fields. A lot of ability to watch and monitor the machine through here, see roller speeds, augers if they're turning on and off, augering that product into these hoppers. You'll see a nice thing, a backup camera so we can see the boom out back. Also anything behind us just for safety's sake. So a lot of technology. When I first started running a dry machine about 15 years ago, we didn't have all the bells and whistles that we do now. But if you are looking for a fun career, these things are fun to run. I don't get to do it much anymore. Guys look at me a little nervous when I start hopping in their machines. I don't know what that says about me. I've had a pretty good safety record here, but as you look behind, we can see that there are little windows so we can see product flow and make sure that everything is working right. Bottom line is, when you take a grid sample, when we go to replace nutrients, we want to do the right thing, the right rate, right place, right time. There's big parts to that. A good soil sample, quality work, not 1 or 2 cores. Sometimes people cut costs by cutting the number of cores and the diversity of the sample. Good resolution, a grid sample, frequency, every year, every 2 years. Waiting 4 or 5 years in between samples with the prices of inputs and commodities is very risky. You can spend money where you don't need to. You can leave yield on the table. And finally, a good recommendation. We take a lot of pride in our recommendations, making sure we're fitting your farm, that we're addressing your yield goals, that we're picking the right needs. Sometimes there's 3 or 4 nutrients that might be short, and there's a process of identifying which one is the limiting factor, and trying not to attack everything at once, but have a good process to build your fields and get you the results you want. So with that, we're looking forward to visiting with you. I'm available anytime to go through your grid recs or our team. We want to make sure we're doing the right thing for your farm.